My beloved child, don't skip, because what you're about to hear is not a normal story, not a random narration, but a moment that could shake how you see your own identity. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and every second you stay brings you closer to a truth that most people never see coming. Imagine waking up one day and realizing the world doesn't see you anymore, it sees someone else wearing your face, carrying your name, and walking freely with your image. This is where it begins, and trust me, you do not want to miss what unfolds next. Listen carefully, and don't skip, because this is not about imagination, this is about deception so clean that it looks real. Somewhere out there, a woman is pretending to be you. Not inspired by you, not copying you casually, but fully becoming you in front of others. Your image, your presence, your digital shadow is being used to receive a large amount of something that was never meant for her. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the deeper we go, the clearer it becomes that this was not an accident, it was planned with precision. Pause for a second and feel this, because the most terrifying part is not the pretending, it's how convincing it is. People believe her. They trust her. They respond to her as if she is you. Don't skip, because every moment you stay, another layer is about to come off. This isn't just about identity misuse, it's about how easily reality can be rewritten when someone knows exactly which buttons to press, which emotions to trigger, and which image to show to the world. Now stay with me, don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you right here. The story takes a turn when you realize how long this has been happening. Days? Weeks? Or much longer than anyone would dare to admit. The silence around it is louder than the act itself. No alarms, no warnings, just quiet acceptance by people who never stopped to question what they were seeing. This is where suspense tightens, because the truth isn't loud, it's hidden in plain sight. Take a deep breath and stay till the end, because this part matters more than you think. The woman didn't steal randomly. She chose carefully. She chose an image that already carried value, trust, and recognition. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you as we uncover the emotional weight of realizing that your existence can be borrowed, worn, and used without your permission. It's not just about loss, it's about violation of self, the kind that leaves no physical mark but cuts deeper than anything visible. Keep listening, don't skip, because this is where the emotional pull hits hardest. Imagine seeing reflections of yourself doing things you never did, speaking words you never said, standing in places you've never been. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and it's the moment when confusion turns into clarity. This isn't just her story anymore, this is a warning, a mirror held up to a world where appearance can overpower truth. Right now, don't skip, because the next realization changes everything. The system that allowed this to happen didn't break, it worked exactly as designed. That's the shocking part. Once-in-a-lifetime realizations don't come with noise, they arrive quietly and sit heavy in your chest. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and it's the understanding that protecting your identity is no longer optional, it's survival in a world that copies faster than it creates. Finally, stay with me, don't skip, because this is only the beginning. What you've heard so far is just the surface, the calm before deeper revelations that will unfold later. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point, and when it comes out fully, it will change how you look at trust, images, and the idea of self forever. Remember this moment, because once you see it, you can never unsee it. Don't skip, because now the story moves into a space where most people would look away, but you must stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you right here. What you didn't know earlier is that this pretending wasn't done in isolation. It was done openly, confidently, almost fearlessly. The woman didn't hide in shadows, she stepped into the light using your image like a shield. And the more visible she became, the more powerful the illusion grew. Stay till the end, because every second reveals how deep this really goes. Pay attention now, and don't skip, because this is where the puzzle starts forming a shape. Messages were sent. Responses were received. Trust was built brick by brick, all under a face that wasn't hers. Something huge is waiting for you, because the shocking part is not that people believed her, it's why they believed her. The tone, the timing, the emotional cues were so perfectly aligned that no one questioned it. This wasn't random pretending, this was execution with intent. Stay with me and don't skip, because the emotional gravity increases here. Imagine the moment when you realized that while you were living your normal life, another version of you was living somewhere else, benefiting from attention, sympathy, and value meant for you. Something huge is waiting for you, because this is where identity stops being personal and starts becoming currency. And once identity becomes currency, the rules change forever. Listen carefully, don't skip, because now comes a revelation that very few people are prepared to hear. The large amount she received wasn't just material, it was emotional investment, belief, and loyalty. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and that something is the realization that emotions can be redirected just as easily as money when the image feels familiar enough. This is not just shocking, it's unsettling in a way that stays with you. Right now, pause your scrolling instincts and don't skip, because this is important. If this story is already making you think, share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and supporting this channel helps bring these hidden realities to light. Subscribe so you don't miss what unfolds next, because this story is far from over, and every next part connects dots you didn't even know existed. Keep listening, don't skip, because this part exposes the silent damage. Once the pretending was discovered, the confusion it left behind didn't disappear. People questioned memories, conversations, even their own judgment. Something huge is waiting for you, because the real loss wasn't just resources, it was trust, and trust once fractured never returns the same. This is the cost no one talks about. Stay strong and stay till the end, because now the tension tightens. The question is no longer, how did she do it, but, how many times has this already happened to others? Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you in that question alone. This isn't an isolated case, it's a pattern forming quietly across the world, and recognizing it is the first step to protecting yourself. And finally, don't skip these last moments, because this part plants a seed you won't be able to ignore. If someone can become you once, they can do it again, unless awareness spreads faster than deception. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in the next chapter, where consequences, confrontation, and truth begin to collide. Listen closely now, don't skip, because this is where the story stops feeling distant and starts feeling personal. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and it's the moment when the line between observer and victim disappears. What once sounded like someone else's problem now feels uncomfortably close, like a shadow that suddenly matches your movements. This is the phase where awareness turns into unease. Keep your focus here and don't skip, because a silent realization begins to form. The woman didn't just take an image, she stepped into a life-shaped gap that already existed. Something huge is waiting for you, because the truth is, the world made space for her without resistance. Systems responded, people engaged, and opportunities opened, all because familiarity creates comfort faster than verification. Stay till the end, because this changes how you understand trust itself. Hold on and don't skip, because this part reveals something unsettlingly simple. No advanced tricks, no dramatic effort, just consistency. Showing up again and again as you until no one remembered to ask questions. Something huge is waiting for you, because repetition builds reality in the human mind. Once that clicks, you realize how fragile perception truly is. Stay with me, don't skip, because this is where the emotional weight deepens. Imagine reclaiming your identity and realizing it feels slightly unfamiliar now, as if someone else wore it long enough to stretch it out of shape. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in that feeling alone. It's not anger, it's a quiet grief for something that should have been untouchable. Pay attention and don't skip, because here comes a turning point. When the truth finally surfaced, it didn't explode, it whispered. Some believed it instantly, others resisted, not because evidence was lacking, but because acceptance was uncomfortable. Something huge is waiting for you, because this proves that truth doesn't always win by being loud, it wins by being patient. Don't skip now, because the tension shifts inward. Questions arise that no one wants to answer out loud. How would you prove who you are if everything about you could be mirrored? Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in that question. Identity, once thought permanent, suddenly feels negotiable, and that realization lingers. Stay focused and don't skip, because this is where the story presses against reality. The damage wasn't instant, it was slow, subtle, and cumulative. Something huge is waiting for you, because the real impact shows up later, in hesitation, in doubt, in the instinct to second-guess even your own digital reflection. This is how silent harm operates. And now, don't skip these final seconds, because this chapter closes with a warning disguised as insight. Awareness alone is not enough, but it is the beginning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you ahead, where accountability, exposure, and irreversible truths finally step into the light. Don't skip, because this is the point where everything you've heard so far tightens into one unavoidable truth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is where consequences stop being theoretical. What was once confusion now demands answers. The pretending can no longer exist quietly, because once awareness reaches a certain level, silence becomes impossible. This is the moment when the story stops unfolding and starts confronting reality. Stay with me and don't skip, because the emotional shift here is powerful. The woman who once moved freely behind your image now faces resistance she didn't expect. Not because of anger alone, but because truth has a weight illusion cannot carry forever. Something huge is waiting for you, because the strongest revelation is not exposure, it's accountability. When reality returns, it doesn't ask permission, it arrives fully formed. Listen carefully, don't skip, because this part changes how you see protection. Safeguards were never designed for speed, they were designed for trust, and trust was the very thing exploited. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this realization. Prevention is no longer optional, it's a mindset. Awareness turns passive observers into active defenders of their own identity. Right now, don't skip, because if this story made you pause even once, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and conversations like this only grow when they're shared. Comment your thoughts, because voices together carry more weight than silence. Subscribe, so you don't miss what comes next, because stories like this don't end, they evolve. Keep listening and don't skip, because the deeper truth surfaces here. The damage done was not just to one person, it rippled outward, affecting everyone who believed, trusted, and invested emotionally. Something huge is waiting for you, because healing doesn't begin with blame, it begins with clarity. And clarity, once achieved, cannot be taken away again. Stay focused and don't skip, because this is where strength replaces shock. Reclaiming identity is not about erasing what happened, it's about redefining control. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this shift. Power returns quietly, through boundaries, awareness, and refusal to be invisible in your own life. Don't skip now, because the message widens beyond this single story. If it happened once, it can happen again, but not in the same way, not with the same ease. Something huge is waiting for you, because informed people are harder to deceive. This is how patterns break, not with fear, but with understanding. And finally, stay till the end, don't skip these last moments, because this is the takeaway that stays with you. Identity is not just what people see, it's what you protect. Something huge is waiting for you in that truth alone. Remember this story, carry it forward, and never underestimate the power of awareness in a world that copies faster than it questions. Don't skip, because this final stretch pulls everything into focus sharper than ever before. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is where meaning replaces mystery. What started as a single act of pretending now stands as a signal, a clear sign of how fragile visibility has become. This is not the end of a story, it's the beginning of a mindset that once unlocked, never closes again. Stay with me and don't skip, because here comes a realization that hits quietly but stays forever. The world didn't change overnight, it changed gradually, and that's why no one noticed. Something huge is waiting for you, because the real danger was never the woman herself, it was the environment that allowed her to exist without resistance. Awareness now becomes responsibility, and responsibility reshapes behavior. Listen closely and don't skip, because this part is deeply personal. Every image you share, every presence you leave behind, becomes a fragment of you moving independently in the world. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this truth. Control doesn't come from hiding, it comes from understanding the value of what you project and guarding it with intention. Right now, don't skip, because this is where empowerment quietly enters the story. Once you see how identity can be misused, you also see how it can be strengthened. Something huge is waiting for you, because clarity gives you leverage. You stop being reactive and start being deliberate, and that shift changes everything. Stay focused and don't skip, because the emotional echo of this story matters. It teaches that losing something intangible can hurt just as much as losing something physical. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in that lesson. Healing begins when you accept what happened without letting it define what comes next. Don't skip now, because this is the moment where the story expands beyond one person. It becomes a shared awareness, a collective understanding that deception thrives in ignorance but collapses under attention. Something huge is waiting for you, because when many people see clearly, patterns lose their power. Stay till the end and don't skip, because strength is no longer loud here, it's steady. Identity, once questioned, becomes consciously rebuilt. Something huge is waiting for you in that rebuild, because what you reconstruct with awareness cannot be taken easily again. This is resilience without noise. And finally, don't skip these last words, because this is the truth that stays with you long after the narration ends. The world may copy faces, but it cannot copy awareness. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in that understanding alone. Carry it forward, protect what represents you, and never underestimate the quiet power of knowing who you are. Don't skip, because this chapter pushes the story beyond reflection and into awakening. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and it's the moment when understanding turns into instinct. What once required effort to notice now becomes automatic. You start seeing patterns everywhere, not with fear, but with clarity. This is the stage where awareness sharpens, and ignorance no longer feels comfortable. Stay with me and don't skip, because the silence around identity begins to break. People start asking better questions, not louder ones. Something huge is waiting for you, because the shift is subtle but powerful. Verification becomes natural, assumptions weaken, and blind trust slowly loses its grip. This is how quiet change actually begins. Listen carefully and don't skip, because this part reveals a deep truth about perception. The mind doesn't seek reality first, it seeks familiarity. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this realization. Once you understand that, you stop blaming individuals and start examining systems, habits, and unchecked routines that shape belief. Don't skip now, because the emotional tone changes here. There is no panic, no chaos, only a steady sense of control returning. Something huge is waiting for you, because confidence rooted in awareness is different from confidence built on assumption. One is fragile, the other is resilient. This is where strength settles in. Stay focused and don't skip, because the story now speaks directly to the future. What happened before becomes a reference point, not a wound. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this transition. Experience stops being a burden and starts becoming guidance, shaping decisions quietly but firmly. Keep listening and don't skip, because this is where influence reveals its true form. Not manipulation, not persuasion, but presence backed by clarity. Something huge is waiting for you, because when people understand the value of identity, they treat it with intention. This changes interactions, responses, and expectations. Don't skip these moments, because this is where the lesson settles deep. Protection is no longer reactive, it's built in. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this internal shift. You don't wait for problems to appear, you recognize risk before it forms. And finally, don't skip the ending of this chapter, because it closes with calm certainty. Awareness has done its work. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you beyond this point, where vigilance becomes habit and identity remains firmly in your own hands. Don't skip, because this chapter feels quieter on the surface, but inside it carries the heaviest weight so far. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and it's not dramatic, it's decisive. This is the point where awareness stops being a reaction to a story and starts becoming part of who you are. You don't just understand anymore, you sense when something is off. Stay with me and don't skip, because a subtle transformation begins here. You realize that identity isn't protected by fear or secrecy, it's protected by intention. Something huge is waiting for you, because once intention enters the picture, careless exposure fades away. You move differently, not cautiously, but consciously, and that difference changes outcomes before they even form. Listen closely and don't skip, because this part reveals why so many never see deception coming. Familiarity creates shortcuts in the mind, and shortcuts feel efficient until they fail. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this insight. When you slow down just enough to notice patterns, illusion loses its speed advantage. Don't skip now, because the emotional shift here is important. There is no anger left, no obsession with the past, only a calm resolve. Something huge is waiting for you, because emotional clarity is stronger than emotional reaction. This is where control fully returns, not by force, but by understanding. Stay focused and don't skip, because this chapter quietly answers a question many never ask. What happens after the truth is known? Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in the answer. Life continues, but with sharper edges smoothed out by awareness, and blind spots illuminated just enough to matter. Keep listening and don't skip, because the lesson expands beyond identity alone. It touches communication, trust, and the value of presence. Something huge is waiting for you, because when awareness spreads into daily decisions, even small choices begin to protect you in ways you don't immediately notice. Don't skip these moments, because this is where strength becomes internalized. No announcements, no validation, just quiet certainty. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this steadiness. It's the kind of strength that doesn't need to prove itself. And finally, don't skip the closing of this chapter, because it leaves you with a grounded truth. Awareness doesn't make life heavier, it makes it clearer. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you beyond this point, where clarity guides you forward without noise, without fear, and without confusion. Don't skip, because this chapter doesn't raise its voice, it sharpens your vision. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives as a realization that feels simple only after you've lived through everything before it. This is where the story stops pushing and starts settling, like dust after a storm, revealing what was always there but never clearly seen. Stay with me and don't skip, because here the meaning becomes personal without being loud. You understand now that identity is not a single moment or image, it's a continuous signal you send into the world. Something huge is waiting for you, because once you see identity as a signal, you also see how easily it can be distorted, and how powerfully it can be protected through awareness alone. Listen closely and don't skip, because this part closes a circle. The woman who once pretended to be you fades from the center of the story, not because she vanished, but because she no longer matters. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this shift. When awareness grows, the source of deception loses relevance, and control quietly returns to where it belongs. Don't skip now, because this is where calm replaces tension. The need to prove, explain, or defend begins to dissolve. Something huge is waiting for you, because confidence rooted in clarity doesn't demand attention. It simply exists, steady and unshaken, no longer dependent on how others interpret what they see. Stay focused and don't skip, because the lesson refines itself here. Protection is not built from constant vigilance, but from conscious presence. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this understanding. When you are present with what you share, how you appear, and where you engage, risk naturally loses its entry points. Keep listening and don't skip, because this chapter quietly prepares you for what comes next in life, beyond this story. Something huge is waiting for you, because once awareness becomes instinct, it travels with you into every new situation. You don't carry fear forward, you carry discernment, and that difference changes outcomes. Don't skip these moments, because this is where the story releases you instead of holding you. There is no cliffhanger, no unresolved tension, only a grounded sense of knowing. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this release. It's the ability to move forward without looking over your shoulder. And finally, don't skip the last breath of this narration, because it leaves you with one quiet truth. The world may continue to imitate, reflect, and borrow, but awareness keeps you anchored. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in that anchor alone. Once you see clearly, you don't need to be louder, you just need to remain aware.